Kuyuk Times Bluepaper on Political Influencers of this Decade, written by Haruna D. Gamaraja and A.B. Faniki. Good morning, influencers. Hello, I'm A.B. Faniki. I'll be presenting this blue paper. It is 10 o'clock in the morning here in Jamaica. I would like to start this presentation by explaining what a blue paper is. A blue paper is a document prepared by an organization which contains a report that gives information on a particular subject and explains an organization plans on that subject. Being able to identify the difference makes a difference. Being able to identify who and what matters in 2023 election in Nigeria. Politics is like fashion, where dress code matters. Being able to identify what to wear to every event counts. If your campaign target people above 40 years old only as the majority of your voters, then you are like a person who wore a tuxedo to an event which dress code is a suit. If your campaign is targeting youth and women between the ages of 35 to 18 years, then you just split millennials' votes and then added zillennials to it. And by removing the older millennials, you just remove the influencers in the youth demographic from your campaign. You are just like a person that wore a suit and then added a bow tie to it, thinking he's wearing a tuxedo, to an event which dress code is a tuxedo. Any campaign during the 2023 election in Nigeria that does not target people from the ages of 45 to 23 hangs in balance. What is Quick Times Blue Paper on Political Influencers of the Decade about? Quick Times Blue Paper identifies the generation that is the most influential in politics in this decade, the millennials. It also identifies individualism as one of the challenges the generation faces when it comes to voting. In Nigeria, for instance, since millennials started dominating as the largest demographic of voters, voter turnout has been in steady decline because they are apolitical. In Nigeria, 3 out of 5 millennials are not connected to any political party, while 2 out of 5 are not interested in politics. To help stop the spread of apolitical tendency among millennials, Kuyuk Times has launched a political platform called the Global Influencers Forum. The platform is open to the general public. Table of content. The blue paper is divided into 5 sections: introduction, problem statement, information, guidelines for setting up peer-to-peer voting campaign network, 2BVCN, and conclusion. Introduction. Note: Q means question while A means answer. Q. Who are millennials? A. People born between 1981 to 1996. Their age range as of 2022 is between 41 years to 26 years. Q. Why did they become the political influencers of this decade? A. They are the largest generation and the biggest demographic of registered voter, more especially in country like Nigeria, which has a high teeming youth population. Q. Why do millennials matter? A. Apart from being computer savvy, they are in a stage in their life where the older folks, baby boomers, rely on them because they are getting older, while the younger ones, Generation Z, look up to them. They are also the bridge between all the generations living and working side by side. Problem statement: low voters turnout and individualism. Low voters turnout. Voters apathy Voters apathy may be one of the reasons for low voters turnout, but we believe that there is a distortion in the figure because there was a time in Nigeria when voters' cards were the most sought after means of identification because they were easy to access. All you need to get one is a school or office ID, and the registration centers were in every nook and cranny of the country. The recent directive by the federal government of Nigeria that all SIMs should be linked with a national identification card number in the country is a game changer. It will help correct the distortion in the figures of the low voters turnout in the future. The 2023 election will see high voters turnout because of this correction. The low number of new registered voters is a testament to that. The Electoral Empire targeted 20 million new registered voters during its continuous voters registration exercise. But as of March 7, 2022, they have less than 7 million registered voters, and the exercise will end in 3 months' time. The reason for the low number of new registered voters is because NIM is now the most sought after means of identification. Individualism. Privacy promotes individualism, and millennials live in an era where there are no shortage of things that promote privacy, like private school, personal bank account number, private virtual network, private cars, estates, etc., personal computers, personal smartphone and watches, and suite rooms that promote privacy. The result of this privacy is individualism, also known as on your own, or you in pidgin English. What individuality does is it breeds political indifference and a political tendency. The Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, 8th edition, defines individualism as the quality of being different from other people and doing things in your own way. As more millennials became eligible for voting in the country's voters turnout plunges. From 2003 to 2015, there was a steady decline in the numbers of voters turnout, from almost 70% to less than 50%. The reason for that is a political indifference. Simply, millennials are apolitical, and the reason is simple. The electoral empire are yet to consider them by introducing electronic voting. In the next slide on information, you will see how Nigerians responded to the continuous voters registration that was just concluded, which introduced online registration. The case study of Adamawa.